Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 168 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I am a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an incoming author. And I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 168th Booster Shot Show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. So if you can see and hear me over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube socials, feel free to jump into the chat. Let me know that you are here and come and say hello. Now, this Booster Shot show is slightly different and a little bit special because this one is pre-recorded. No, I am not speaking here live to you right at this moment. Now, obviously, I am speaking live because I'm speaking right now, but you are not seeing it at the time I am saying it because I am speaking live somewhere else on stage as I speak here. I didn't want to leave you hanging. I know there are many members of my audience who really love these short, sharp shots. So I wanted to make sure that I brought some fresh insight and content to you. So I have pre-recorded this particular episode, which is focused on money and the safety myth. And then I am also speaking right now somewhere else to a completely different group of people. Yay, technology. Okay, so that doesn't mean that the drill is any different. I need you to come into the chat. I need you to come and say hello. My talk is probably, there's a bit of an overlap. So I will be in the comments today as this is being live streamed across the airways. So I'll be in the comments. So you also definitely get to be in the comments too, saying hello. And so the drill is the same. Come into the chat. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how you are doing today. 1 is, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 is, woo, Yinka, things could not be any better. How are you doing today? I will be in the comments later coming in to check on exactly how you are doing. And I'm really hoping that whatever your number is, you will have the opportunity to definitely get an uptick on what we are sharing today. The other thing I want you to do is we are talking money and the safety myth. This is a really powerful topic that I know is going to help so many people. It's off the back of so many conversations I've had over the last 72 96 hours, that's 3 to 4 days. And so I know that there is definitely something in the air about the feeling of safety around money, and I want to bust the myth. And so if you know an incredible woman in business who is doing magic in her world, who is continuing to build and hopefully create more cash in her spaces, and would definitely benefit from listening to this message today, then feel free to tag her in the comments. Also, feel free to hit the reshare button. Let the algos know that there is a little party going on this side of the platform. Okay, so let's talk about money and the safety myth. The reason I've chosen this topic today is because one of the biggest confronting almost emotions around money, particularly when there is a concern, when there's a challenge, when we're making it, keeping, all of those kinds of things. One of the biggest things that comes up about why people feel that they want to create more money is this issue around safety. Is this issue around wanting to feel like they are safe? That if they had more money, they would feel more safe. Let me know in the comments if this is a concept or an idea that resonates with you. See, it's so interesting how powerful the symbolism we have given and the meaning that we have given to money, that we absolutely as a society associate it really powerfully with safety. We tell ourselves that we will feel more safe if we have more money. We will feel, and it is something that is definitely a social contract. So it's not something, if you've ever believed this, if you've ever thought this, I want you to be really clear and know that there is nothing, you didn't just come up with it by yourself. As fabulous and as creative as you are, you did not just come up with this by yourself. This is a social contract that we all have bought into because we have all bought into it. And we've told ourselves that more money equals more safety. Now, as you can probably tell, there is no spoiler alert on this one because of the title of the episode. The thing that I want you to really presence for yourself today is the fact that this particular way of thinking is absolutely based in myth. It is based in myth. Money does not equate to safety at all. It isn't truth. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't believe it. That doesn't mean that we don't see things that way. But not only is it not truth, but even though it seems like a very powerful, sensible, logical way to think, it actually causes so many challenges and so many problems in so many different areas. Let me give you some of the instances where this particular way of thinking causes so much harm. So many people, me included, I am the child of immigrants. So my parents came over from Nigeria before I was born. I was born here in the United Kingdom. Sidebar, which always makes me laugh when people tell me to go back to where I come from. But yeah, I was born here. So, but my parents came over from Nigeria and came via other countries, and they did a really courageous thing. I will never ever underplay the level of bravery it takes to leave everything to go and pursue something that you want better for you and your family. It's incredible. And I want to shout out every migrant, like however you want to describe them, migrant, immigrant, whatever, seeking a better life. I salute you. I am so in awe of your courage and what it takes for you to be that person and to not have a life that you are willing to just be like, nope, I'm going to stay where I am, even though I hate it, even though it's not what I want. Your desire and your courage to actually get up and go and do something is legitimately incredible. So as the child of immigrants, and a lot of migration in the world is very rooted in safety. You leave where is unsafe to go somewhere that you feel is safer. But as children of immigrants, we are given very strong messages about safety. And these play out in so many different ways. You're taught, for example, to get a safe job or a safe career. And so you have, the career stall available to immigrant, generally Nigerian children specifically, of doctor, lawyer, pharmacist, banker, engineer. These were career professions that our parents believed to be safe and good quality and would represent really great opportunities for their children. Kudos to them. But what I've also found, and I'm not the only child of immigrants, I surrounded by so many of my peers, my friends, people I know who, because their parents were immigrants, they had this way of thinking where safety was paramount. And that's fine. Your brain thinks so as well. Like survival and safety are paramount. But what it therefore meant is so many, men and women in those corporate spaces who what became doctors, lawyers, bank, all of those kinds of things, encountered some really toxic behavior in those spaces. And when speaking to their parents would often say, okay, well, I know this is awful. I know this is terrible, but don't rock the boat. Don't, don't do too much to cause you to lose that job. Do not create a scenario where your position will be untenable in order for you to, even if that means standing up for yourself or speaking up for what is right. Now, what I'm trying to say here is not that that is right or wrong. It is never going to be for me to judge anyone else's choices. And that choice is absolutely understandable in the context of their own lives. However, existing in a toxic environment, working in toxic relationships, staying in toxic places isn't safe either. But it is a different type of unsafety, and it wasn't the type of unsafety that our parents were necessarily aware of at the time. And so, because of the paradigm of money equals safety, keep your job at all costs, there's been some real challenge and some real damage done in so many spaces for those who really bought into and imbibed that way of thinking. Now, as I said before, safety is not only society's obsession, it is your brain's, almost primary directive. Survival first, stay alive. Number two, stay safe. So it is absolutely right for you to want to stay safe and for your brain to want to keep you safe. But therein lies the challenge, because if your brain isn't accurately assessing where safety lies, it will have you running and looking for love in all the wrong places. Ladies and gents, let me know in the chat if this is resonating with you, if that particular scenario, whether you're an immigrant child or not, or a child of immigrants or not, let me know if that scenario around safety, around not rocking the boat, around that paradigm of keep everything cool, keep it going for the money, if that resonates with you at all. You see, it's so interesting to recognize. I've been in the research that I'm doing for my book. I have been really excited to explore and learn more about a number of different concepts. One I was looking at was abundance, and safety was another. And the thing is, it's so interesting for us to remember and to be reminded that the concept, something like abundance existed long before money ever did. Safety too. Long before there was money, there was safety. And therefore, the idea that safety is in money is only valid because, well, it's only agreed on because it's been agreed on. But the thing that I want to draw to your attention is this thought and this idea didn't come from nowhere. We are downstream, so we are the descendants of people who lived through, times like the Great Depression. And the Great Depression saw incredible levels of lack, of poverty, of extreme, challenge and scarcity. And so when you are, as a person, going through that time, you are absolutely going to not only behave in a specific way, but you're going to teach your children to behave in that way. You're going to teach your children about the world and how it is. And that's the thing. It isn't how the world is, it's how the world was. There was a Great Depression. Those who lived in that time did do what they needed to do to survive. And we're grateful that they did, because if they didn't, we wouldn't be here. But that isn't the world as it is, that's the world as it was. But they taught their children, and their children grew up believing that's how the world was, and they taught their children, and they taught their children, and their children are us, depending on, how the generations have come through your family. And so this concept of money and safety coming together it's an epigenetic expression, it's a social agreement and contract, but it doesn't make it truth. And the one powerful truth, it's interesting, that I want to share with you today, actually comes from the awesome movie that is Cool Runnings, where John Candy's character was speaking to one of the Jamaican bobsleigh team about winning a gold medal, because they were really focused on creating that outcome as a result of all of their hard work and all of the effort that they were putting into it. And they were working hard for it, and they were pushing, and they were, really pursuing that goal. And John Candy's character, in speaking to the bobsleigh, I don't know, I can't recall if it is one person or the team as a whole, but he was talking about the gold medal. And he said that a gold medal is great and all, but if you don't feel good without it, you will never feel good with it. And honestly, for such a fun movie, it's great to have such a brilliant life lesson in there. I'll say it again, a gold medal is fine and all, but if you don't feel good without it, you'll never feel good with it. And it is so powerful and it's so interesting because it is so right. And again, we get to apply that to money. Money is great and all. You are talking to the wrong person if you think I'm going to come in here and have anything bad to say about money. I'm not. Money is incredible. It is amazing. Money loves me and follows me, pursues me. Like, honestly, money, I'm probably one of money's favorites. And I'm all about that life. Great. And money's great and all. But if you don't feel safe without it, you'll never feel safe with it. And so as you hear that, let me know. Jump in the chat. Obviously, as I said, I'll be in the chat too because I won't be speaking live in this particular moment as you're watching this. But let me know how that lands with you. Like your brain might be screaming at me right now. Yes, it's easy for you to say, yes, but we have bills to pay, all of those kinds of things. I hear you. I hear you. I feel you. I've been you. And I want you to know that I do not discount the importance of having your necessities met. But many people have their necessities met and then they're pursuing money anyway. And they're still not feeling safe. And so what is that about? And what it is about, as I said before, is looking for love in all the wrong places. They want the money because they think that it will give them a specific way of feeling or way of being. And that is not available there because that is not the purpose of money. Money is a tool for transformation. It is a currency. It is to flow. There are so many different definitions of money. Money and safety is not a thing. Money is great. It is incredible. It is brilliant. It is fabulous. I hope you have as much of it as you possibly can get. But if you don't feel safe, if you don't feel whole, if you don't feel calm, if you don't feel without it, you won't feel it with it. And we know this to be true. We have seen examples throughout history of incredibly wealthy people feeling incredibly unsafe, feeling incredibly unwell, unwhole, a lack of peace. And the last thing that you will ever want to feel is that you went through all of the effort to go and get all the money you want and then not even have the feeling that you thought it was going to give you anyway. That's tough. And so, my one actionable tip for you today is really simply for you to check yourself. No, I'm not going to say the other half. I'm not going to say the other half. Check yourself. Are you buying into the safety myth of money? Or are you doing the work and seeking to make the money? And let me explain what that means. If you're doing the work on yourself, then you will know that you will fill your own cup away from the money that is in your bank account, in your disposal, in your spaces or not. And so when you make money and when you get money and when you do whatever it is that you're doing with money, it isn't to fill a hole or a void in you that it cannot possibly fill. We were never designed for us to go and get validation from anything or anyone else. For those of us who are believers, we know that we're our own safe source of safety and security because we are in Him. That safety it's innate, it's part of us, those of us made in His image. And we're all made in His image. If, as I said, if we're believers, if we're not believers, that's cool. That's absolutely fine. You don't need to believe in, the God of any particular religion for the things to still be the case. And so I really want to encourage you because if you are pursuing money, what feelings. What is it that you think you're going to get when you've got that money? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, check yourself. Am I pursuing a feeling that I won't be able to get when I get the money because it doesn't live there? Am I pursuing safety in money? Am I pursuing something else in money? What am I doing this for? Because it is absolutely true that if you do not make the money matter, you won't make money that matters. But it needs to matter in the right way. It needs to be for the right reason. Don't get it twisted. The last thing you want to do is get it twisted. And so, ladies and gents, that is everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so, so much for joining me on this very special Booster Shot show. I really appreciate you joining me. Please jump into the chat, share your biggest takeaway. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if this has triggered you. Let me know if you're like, Yinka, I did not like this one. It's all good. And if you are committed to increasing the cash flow in your world, not for safety, because as I said, that's not available in money. That's not what money does. That's not what it is for. But that doesn't mean we can't pursue it, have it, use it, create magic in the world with it. And so if you're committed to creating consistent and increasing cash flow in your business and your bank account to go and fund and flow through to your life, then feel free to slide into my DMs. The word that you are looking for is me. If you put that in capitals, me, because that's where safety and security really, really is sourced from. And then we can have a conversation about what support, how the work that I do could be a good fit to support you in what you are looking for. So, ladies and gents, thank you once again for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. Please, as I said, comments, takeaways in the chat. And I look forward to seeing you all in the spaces. Take care. Have a good one. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.